The U.S. National Guard and Reserve are called America's citizen soldiers. They're part-time troops who go on military deployments while maintaining their civilian lives and jobs. Thousands of them, like Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Lelbuck of Virginia, have come home from overseas deployments only to find few jobs waiting for them.
Steve, I regret to inform you that we will not be making an offer at this time. Thanks for interviewing.
Lelbuck started looking for work while still in Iraq. But since his return last July, this divorced father of 4 children has had just one face-to-face interview.
I really never believed that I would be this long without employment. The money is about gone. Next month, my rent is going to be dependent on me getting my federal tax returns. And then there's no money left.
The U.S. unemployment rate is now 8.3%, but across the country, National Guard units are reporting jobless rates among their returning troops as high as 50%. U.S. law requires employers to hold a job for a Guard member or reservist while they are in deployment, but many Guard and Reserve simply had no job before they were deployed.
Basically what we're doing within the states is trying.
Major Pam Ellison sits on a White House task force to combat the high jobless rates among Guard and Reserve. She says the problem was initially off the military's radar because employment among troops was viewed as something that falls into the civilian sector.
We don't have our arms wrapped around it. We are now starting to measure things. We are now starting to get ahead of the units deploying so that we can query them. Are you unemployed now? Did you come to us with a job and you're going to go back to your job?
The Guard and Reserve say jobless rates among their returning troops may be high because their soldiers don't always have full access to the education, training, and job placement programs that are available for full-time active duty veterans. And recruiters draw heavily from rural areas with traditionally higher unemployment rates. Some Guard and Reservists say employers are hesitant to hire them if they might be deployed yet again.
In that, there is a group that are students.
The Department of Defense is considering several plans to help Guard and Reserve find work, including making employment and training programs mandatory for troops transitioning back to civilian life. But for Lelbuck and the other thousands of returning members of the Guard and Reserve, that's not enough. He's packing to vacate his rental home and bracing for what he calls rock bottom.
It's just been really, really tough to keep and maintain a focus where you don't lose your own self-respect.
Mona Rabi, VOA News, Washington.